Vouvray is a wine that is made from Chenin Blanc. Chenin Blanc comes from the same place actually as Sauvignon Blanc and Sancerre in particular, which is the Loire Valley in France. And Vouvray is a town in a region in the Loire Valley that makes wines primarily with Chenin Blanc, and therefore the wines are referred to as Vouvray. It's the same situation with Sancerre. It's a region within the Loire Valley which specialises in making wine from Sauvignon Blanc. So if you see a bottle with Sauvignon Blanc on the label, you're pretty much guaranteed it's going to be a Sancerre if it's Sauvignon Blanc, especially if it's a white wine. Of course, if it's a red wine, and you can get red Sancerres, then they're probably it's going to be made from Pinot Noir. You can get Rosé Sancerre as well, which is also made from Pinot Noir. But that's beside the point. What we were looking at was a white Sancerre made from Sauvignon Blanc, 100% Sauvignon Blanc. The wine that we're looking at now is a Vouvray, and this is made from Chenin Blanc, 100% Chenin Blanc. What I want you to look at here is the sugar. Okay, so we are looking at two wines here, comparing and contrasting them, using the systematic approach to tasting to assess their characteristics and ultimately evaluate their quality. But I've picked these two wines to show you very differently how sugar is assessed or residual sugar, sweetness in wine is assessed. Right, so we've got a little bit more depth of colour in this wine, so I think we can describe this as medium lemon. So the Sancerre we described as pale lemon, whereas this is medium lemon. Okay, give the glass a swell. Let's have a go at the nose. Again, I think we're on medium intensity here. I couldn't smell it here. But the aromas are quite distinctive, so when I have them up to my nose, I can pick out the notes quite clearly. Okay, so medium intensity. Now, how are we going to describe these aromas? Well, it's quite different, isn't it? The Sauvignon Blanc is definitely more citrusy, whereas this is more appley. It's not just green apple this time, it's sweet apple. I think we've got a trace of stone fruit in here as well. We've got some peach, perhaps, and some apricot. Definitely got some stone fruit. It's more floral as well, honeysuckle in particular. I think we've got some floral notes in here too. How else are we going to describe this? There's definitely some sort of melon, some more tropical fruit characteristics coming through as well. Melon, I would say, as well. It's far more, again, go back to the Sauvignon Blanc. Yeah, now the grass is coming through as well on the more clearly on the Sauvignon Blanc. So go backwards and forwards between the two wines. Yeah, absolutely. Honey and floral notes coming through here. We've got some blossom as well. And we'll definitely add in that honey note. The honey note is an interesting one. Okay, so that takes us straight away to some bottle age. This is actually a 2017. So this wine is showing some bottle age, and that's where those honey notes, and there's even a trace of ginger in here as well, like stem ginger that's been been kept in syrup. Got some of that coming through. And those notes are typical for a wine that has been matured in bottle for some time. Right, okay, so we have got primary notes and we have got some tertiary notes in this wine as well. Okay, on the palate, let's taste it. Okay, hopefully straight away you can pick out the residual sugar in this wine. It's giving the wine a sort of a silky coating feeling around the mouth, so we go for medium sweetness on this wine. Okay, definitely can taste that sugar in here, medium sweetness. Okay, the acidity, how much did it make your mouth water? You might need to go back and have a mouthful, you're welcome to. Okay, Not quite as high as the Sancerre, I don't think. So, but I think it's still high. So we'll go for high. We will go for high acidity, but I think it's important to recognise that perhaps it's not quite as high as the Sauvignon Blanc was. The body. Now, I think this was fuller bodied than the Sancerre was. So let's go for full bodied for this particular wine. Flavour intensity, again, I think we're at medium. Flavour characteristics. Okay, well, again, definitely apple. We're getting some really cooked apple notes coming through. Melon again. A bit of that apricot. But lots of honey. That bottle age is really starting to show on the palate. And I would say that the finish of this wine is long. Okay, again, so now we can draw our conclusion. The wine is balanced. You could argue that that little bit of sugar is not, that little bit of residual sweetness in the wine is not to everybody's taste, but I think it has been very well balanced with the acidity, which, going back to it, it's definitely high. It's very well matched with that acidity, so we've got lovely balance in this wine. We have got a long finish in this wine. The intensity, yes, we only said that was medium, but we also described quite a bit of complexity here as well, didn't we? So whilst I don't think this is an outstanding wine, I think we'd expect more complexity, more intensity in an outstanding wine. We're still in that very good category, but we're perhaps a little bit more very good than the Sauvignon Blanc, than the Sancerre was. I hope that makes some sort of sense. But we're still in the very good category.